what? Okay.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Zim. Thanks, Leonard, for the opportunity to present today. I am presenting my slides. Just let me know if you can see it. If someone can just let me know in the chat that you can see my slides, I'll continue. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the opportunity once again. As Leonard said, we are BVS Telecom. We are situated in South Africa. We obviously have solutions very relevant to the Zimbabwean context, and Leonard invited us today to just showcase our solutions. So just a bit about who we are. BVS has been in business for the last 18 years. We started off specializing in the telecom industry, but like everything in our industry, the only constant is change. And we've had to evolve our business to stay relevant and to ensure longevity. And that's the part of the business that I am going to talk to you about today. I also just wanted to share with you some stats and some interesting aspects happening in Africa at the moment. What I love is that from an African perspective, I'm not going to say due to the lack, I think it is coming from a regulation point of view, but in the interim that it's not, we're finding that technology and AI is being embraced at a rapid pace on the continent. And this is just some stats from the State of AI in Africa report, which is very interesting for me. And I know that if you see here, 4 countries account for 68% of the AI, South Africa being one of it, but I also see that Zim would also be hot on those heels. And we're hoping that some of the solutions we talk to you about today is of interest to you. And if it is, I urge you to drop your email address in the chat. And we will be in contact, whether it's a demo of any of the particular solutions we're going to talk about today. Specifically today, we're going to talk about artificial eye and how it was born. Artificial eye was born because of the security concerns that we have on the continent, and I'd say our crime stats. And what we wanted to do is we're aware that a lot of people and companies and organizations have invested in CCTV cameras, but we also are aware that not everyone can man and look at their solution 24/7. And we wanted to bring some intelligence to this environment. And that's how artificial eye was born. So it is object detection, and it's based and customized on your parameters and how you want to customize it, or what areas you wanted to monitor. So for example, maybe you have a gap on one side of your property or business owner's property, and you wanted to just monitor that specific area between a specific time. You can definitely set it up, and it would, based on your inputs, it would send you a notification. So the solution is completely it's AI, it's cloud based. We have apps that you are able to monitor with it, but the beauty of it is that there's a control room application. So if you wanted to even build a business around this, you are able to do so. And if you are keen to understand a little bit more about it, drop your email address in the chat. My team members are online. Ineos is ready to give you a demo one-on-one to show you how the control room software works. And for me, if you wanted to set a business around this, you would be able to do so. So when we developed the solution, a couple of African problems, should I say, we took into account, and that is the bandwidth requirements. We don't really have large amount of infrastructure with regards to our network. So we had to ensure that it was very low bandwidth. We also had to ensure that investments made into existing hardware was being able to be utilized. So we, as I said at the beginning, We have based our technology on NVIDIA. We are an NVIDIA NPN partner, and we've taken an NVIDIA unit. I've got a unit here. It's a slightly bigger unit, but this is a hardware that we would look at connecting into your actual DVR and making about, I'd say, 98% of the cameras in the field smart and being able to have AI ability to it. So you didn't need to go and rip and replace these existing cameras. You would use what you already have invested in and installed on your site. So this is just how the solution works. I think I mentioned that there is an application, a mobile application. This is the control room part of it, and we're really happy to demo this part for you. And then there's obviously the other, so it's for iOS and Android. And as we said, it does sit in Azure, so it is a cloud-based solution. You just connect into your DVR, and basically you're able to have any kind of object detection. There is some specific features that we've built depending on the requirements. So I'm going to talk to you about just some of the specific features. So for example, and I know that we said that it was developed for crime and to combat crime and reduce the stats. And I know that between Zim and South Africa, we have a very similar problem and our stats look very similar. So what it's doing here locally, we know it'll do there. And we also have some customers already utilizing the service in Zim as well. So some of the features we have, which has been built, is falling. So specifically in countries that have shortage of labor in the healthcare sector or nurses in a retirement village, if someone falls, the AI is able to detect this and send an alert so someone can go and help them. We've also done an anti-hijacking feature where it detects two vehicles too close to each other and sends an alert, obviously very relevant in the South African context. But if there's any bespoke or unique features that you are looking for in your environment, I know we were talking to customers in the retail environment as well, and I believe herding is a specific requirement where there's too many people in a stock room and an alert needs to be sent through to the control room. So this is one of our solutions that we're very passionate about. Obviously, our telecoms and our foundation with regards to unified comms and contact center is still one of our solutions that we have, but this is our future that we see going phenomenally from an artificial intelligence point of view. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about NVIDIA. I know that Lennon's got NVIDIA themselves coming on a bit later on the show, and they're going to be talking to you about GPUs and why GPUs are so important, in the AI world. But as an NPN partner of NVIDIA locally on the continent, I wanted to bring to your attention a few of their solutions that we're talking to customers about and are very interesting. So specifically in the logistics, supply chain, and retail world, we're busy developing a solution. The requirement actually came out of Australia. And what it is they wanted to monitor driver behavior and specifically drivers within the unit. So or the actual truck. We've developed a unit that has a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. Obviously front-facing for the traffic and monitoring everything on that side, but rear-facing for monitoring driver behavior. And that for me is the interesting bit. So if a driver picks up his phone, alerts can be sent to the control room and an audio notification can be sent to the driver to say, you have picked up your phone, you're in an infringement. We've also had to integrate solutions where the actual unit is able to take a photo of the speed limit and notify the driver that he's exceeding the speed limit and sending a notification to the control room on this infringement itself. If the driver had to nod off, the AI has been trained to obviously pick this up and alert. So we're busy with the prototype, like I mentioned, but I'm happy to conduct a demo once it's ready. I anticipate it being ready towards the end of Jan. So we're happy to conduct demos, obviously all driven by GPUs and NVIDIA GPUs at that. So Omniverse as well, as you see, I mentioned on the slide, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Omniverse, but Omniverse has vast use cases around it. One of which is building digital twins, which is actually growing locally. People are wanting to, and organizations are wanting to build digital twins, whether it be of their IT infrastructure, whether it be of their factories. The BMW group has built a digital twin of their factory. But also what's interesting is in the telecommunication space and in the service provider space, they've built digital twins of entire cities, ensuring that coverage of the 5G network does not have any dead spots. And Ericsson's actually utilized that to do that. I wanted to showcase a little video. So I'm going to see if I can present this. I just want to pause a little bit. Nothing like technology to keep us real, guys. I see that my video file, which I uploaded, is not presenting. Let's see if it will present now. Can everyone see this? Is it playing now? Can you hear it?
Process. With computer vision, retailers have the ability to detect and identify arriving vehicles and count the boxes. NVIDIA AI and simulation solutions are delivering better than ever efficiency and intelligence to the supply chain, ensuring retailers never miss a beat in meeting customers' expectations. From the moment a vehicle first approaches a distribution center, AI streamlines the receival process. With computer vision, retailers have the ability to detect and identify arriving vehicles and count the boxes as they're unloaded, reading their labels for quick identification. AI has already made sure that these products are the ones in demand. With AI, forecasting is smarter and more accurate, giving retailers insight into what their customers want and when. As boxes move down the conveyor, intelligent automation monitors their progress. AI can adjust the conveyor speed, speeding up or slowing down to maximize employee productivity and safety. Congestion is avoided as computer vision applications identify when packages are tilted or sitting too close together. By automatically adjusting the conveyor speed, AI eliminates downtime, which can cost retailers $3,000 to $5,000 per minute. The same intelligent automation boosts quality control, identifying damaged boxes to ensure they never make it into a disappointed customer's hands. And that's just the beginning of the optimizations that AI can bring to the supply chain. NVIDIA Omniverse makes it possible to simulate distribution center design, improving workflows and throughput with photorealistic, physically accurate virtual environments. Retailers can develop, test, and manage AI-powered distribution centers in a digital world, and then bring those optimizations into the real world. Global teams are using Omniverse to design factories and distribution centers in real time. Digital human simulations test new workflows for employee ergonomics and productivity, and robots are trained and operated with the NVIDIA Isaac robotics platform, creating the most efficient layout. These AI applications are deployed efficiently and securely at the edge with NVIDIA Fleet Command. In the real world, autonomous mobile robots safely navigate the distribution center floor to sort, store, retrieve, and palletize products. This removes tedious manual labor from employees' shoulders and increases efficiency and throughput. With NVIDIA Reopt, these robots also bring new efficiencies to order picking. Using simulation, they're trained to find the best routes in a virtual warehouse. When those learnings are brought into the real distribution center, orders are picked and prepared for shipment more quickly. Ultimately, AI solutions are the key to creating the distribution center of the future, increasing throughput with computer vision applications, pick-and-place robots, and autonomous vehicles. From initial receival to truck loading and dispatching, AI adds intelligence that streamlines the material handling process. And machine learning recommends ideal routes for deliveries, so once on the road, truck drivers can get orders to customers faster and within shorter time windows. Explore our retail solutions on NVIDIA.com to learn more about how NVIDIA is optimizing every part of the retail supply chain.
How amazing was that? So that's just some of the examples on what NVIDIA is doing from a retail, logistics, and supply chain perspective. But obviously, there's more. So I just want to go back to my presentation and let me know if you can see this. Okay. So the next aspect I wanted to mention to you, and that's the beauty of living in a country that has so many languages. And I think you, as our neighbors, you have a similar beauty. I won't say it's a challenge. It's brought about a lot of diversity for us, and it's brought about a lot of opportunities. So another aspect that BVS is working on is conversational IVR. And as much as we have all these languages across the world, we do have African languages that need to be converted from speech to text. We are busy building conversational IVR in the Zulu language pack, which will be relevant to you as well. Kosa would come after that. And if there's a need be to have any of the languages in Zim as well, we're happy to have those conversations. But I want to give you a little taste of what it is and how easy it is to move between the languages. Because the reality of the situation, while we were building the solution, we realized that in a sentence, we could go from starting in English, switching to Zulu, into Afrikaans, and somewhere in between South African English. But obviously would be relevant to your side as well, because you would switch between English and the native language seamlessly. So I'm going to show you what NVIDIA has done on that side. And just let me know if you can see it. Here we go. I'll have a challenge with sound. I'll start it up again.
Real-time video communication. Data Maxine reinvents real-time video communication with the magic of AI. Thanks to Maxine, we can now hear and see each other better, and we feel more connected and included, even when language becomes a barrier. To stay engaged with my audience, Maxine helps me keep eye contact with everyone on the call, whether it's one person or 100, and even if I'm reading a script.
¿Cómo puedes superar las barreras del lenguaje con Maxine?
While I don't speak Spanish, with Maxine's help, now I can.
Ahora puedo hablar tu idioma con mi propia voz. Impresionante, ¿no?
Magnífico.
Pas mal, mais est-ce que Maxine comprend aussi d'autres langues?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Maxime me permet aussi de parler français et bien d'autres langues. Wir würden mehr über die Magie von Maxine erzählen, aber du musst dich bis zur nächsten GTC gedulden. Bleib dran, damit du nichts verpasst.
Wunderbar, ich bin dabei.
That's the power of technology. I mean, it's really bridging the gap between languages. And Maxine is definitely doing that. So if anyone's keen on learning more about Maxine or Riva, Riva is actually the conversational IVR part of it that we're busy building. Like I said, I see no one's dropped their names in the chat, but if you send us your email addresses, we'll be in contact. And you're welcome to even contact Leonard, and we will schedule a demo for you. Now, I'm going to come back here. Let me know if you guys see my slides again. There we go. So we chatted about conversational IVR and just some benefits. Obviously, from a contact center perspective, there's massive benefits. But I also see from an academic point of view also benefits and research. When you are conducting research and you're recording your research, it needs to be transcribed. And to get it into that text, it will be beautiful to input it into Riva, have your speech go into text. And whether it be English, whether it be Zulu, you have the power in the data and the text from there. I want to go back a little bit here and show you, I mentioned some features on our artificial eye, and I wanted to show it to you. The first feature I'm going to show you is a feature that we call loitering. I'm just going to wait for it to come up here. There we go. As you see, the AI has detected the person first, and only after a while it says that this person is fighting. So this is one of the features of artificial eye. And there you see the person has fallen, and it said it's the person has fallen, and it's automatically now sent a notification to the control room or whatever action you want to take thereafter. So I'm just going to remove this one. The other one, the other feature I wanted to showcase for you, which I find a great one, specifically probably in retail, when criminals are checking out a store before they actually go in and steal. And this is called the loitering feature. We'll just give it a minute before it loads. So as you see, they're walking and the AI says it's a person, but now they're standing around for a few minutes. The AI has been trained and it says, okay, these people are fitting the profile of loitering, and this could be potential loitering. So an action could be sent to notify the control room or to notify a guard to go out there and, check what's happening and take action further. So the last video I wanted to show you with regards to AI, I just want to remove this. I wanted to actually showcase to you that sometimes the naked eye does not or is not able to see people in the dark. But as soon as the AI picks up that person outside the gate already, it's already identified that this is a person. The naked eye may have missed it, but this is a person. Also, the person in the video is trying to imitate someone crawling. And the AI is saying, you know what, a person on 4 looks like this, but a person, a dog on 4 looks like this, or an animal looks like this, but a person on 4 looks like this. This is definitely a person. An alert is set out immediately from that perspective. So this is just some of the benefits of artificial eye. I always say that technology never goes to sleep, which is a beauty. Unfortunately, me as well, and you as a human needs sleep. I was mentioning earlier that females need more sleep than men. And that's a fact. And this is what we live in from a daily perspective. So technology doesn't take a break. There we go. my slides are back. Technology never takes a break, and that's the beauty of it. It's not meant to replace people. It's meant to augment experiences. It's meant to augment and add more to your security and give you the sense of comfort. We do have customers, like I mentioned, in Zim as well. And if anyone's interested, please let us know. Drop your details in the chat, and we'll definitely get in touch with you. So that's me done. So Leonard, I'm not sure if you want to come up. If there's any questions, if you want to drop it in the chat. I've got the team on standby. My development team, my engineering team is on standby, so we can answer questions via the chat if you have any. Thanks, Leonard. I'm not sure. I don't see any comments or questions in the chat.
Yeah, I think we've been having that, and if it's possible, I'm not sure, LinkedIn, Twitter, if you've got that sort of thing, we could definitely also share that with people in case people want to engage you. But I think the email, I think getting your email would definitely be one of the best things.
Brilliant. So I'll ask Ineas to drop my email and his on the chat, on the public chat, please, Ineas. I see we have a question here, though. What happens when the criminals tamper? I think you meant tamper with the cameras, right? So, I mean, obviously it's connected to the DVR itself. We will obviously see it. If they steal the camera completely, yeah, I have no control of that. I can't control that. But we will see the feeds of whoever has stolen the camera. It's not reactive the next day. It's proactive, because immediately as it happens, an alert can be sent through to the arm response to react to it immediately. So that's the differentiator. When people have CCTV cameras, there's no one physically monitoring it, or if someone is monitoring it, they fall asleep. Human behavior, unfortunately, we cannot, change that. But if the AI is on and connected to the DVR, we can immediately send an alert to whatever action you want. And that alert can be sent to the armed response or the control room or the guard on site. So that's the differentiator between it. But I promise you, I can't stop the criminals from stealing the camera, unfortunately.
So you mentioned that it's the solution. So artificial eye is it's only a matter of just plugging into the DVR, right? What if a person wants a complete solution? So they want maybe to get a new DVR solution, or do you do that as well? Can you provide an integrated system where everything is catered for, and then they're just like using everything that you guys provide?
Great question, Leonard. So we don't do CCTV cameras and DVRs ourselves because we are an artificial intelligence company. However, we have partners in our ecosystem that actually work in Zim as well and has presence there and have installed there as well. So we can obviously give you a referral through our ecosystem if someone's starting from scratch and they don't have the cameras and the DVR, or they want to replace their existing cameras. So we've taken all of those scenarios into account, whether it's existing, whether it's new, or even if you just want to add a couple. So that's why we have our ecosystem in place.
Excellent. And how long would it take to train for something that's customized to a particular business needs? So I see like the one that you had with the Lloyd Train. Let's say some other company has got one particular scenario that they want to cater for. What would that take, and usually what's like the time frame for getting such a system running that's, say, highly customized to their to their needs?
So my development team's online, so they the brains behind it, and they'll be able to comment on here. So Andre, I know that you were online. Maybe you can answer that one. How long would it take for us to train the AI model on a new feature itself? If you can just pop your response in the chat, and then we can. Oh, there we go. But how long would it take, Andre, to maybe, if we have a new feature or requirement, I'm not sure, something specific, how long would it take to train an AI model? Okay, so Andre says the current model uses a pre-trained model that is trained with about 4.5 billion images. So depending on what the feature is, it gets fed into the AI model, and obviously it learns from there. I see we have another question. Okay, so I don't think it would take too long then, Andre, from a time frame perspective, because we're using existing models and then applying specific business rules from there. But I'm not going to commit on behalf of the development team and get sales into trouble later. I see we have a question from Moja, and he says the driver monitoring solution is affected by the presence of network. We're all affected by the presence of network, right? At the end of the day, our lives run on that. Leonard, I saw you had some challenges earlier with the network. Unfortunately, we are, but what's nice about the driver model or the module that we've built is that it stores and records locally, okay? And then obviously uploads when it has network on specific incidents that happen. And that's how it's been developed. So locally, you still have storage of it, and then when network connects, it'll upload on it. Okay, Andre agrees with me. He says not too long. He hasn't given us a firm timeline, but he says not too long. Great. Thanks, Andre. So I think in the beginning, when we did speak about BVS and I gave you the introduction, the one thing that, or the one aspect I like from a customer engagement perspective is I love engaging with the customer one-on-one to understand the requirements a bit better. Selling technology for the sake of selling technology does not address any problems. So we need to understand, what are you trying to achieve as an outcomes from this piece of technology that you're investing in? And when we develop and customize to that, it meets your specific requirements. We're not in the business of just being there to drop a box and leave. You know, we've been here for 18 years and we plan to be here for longer. And that only comes from a very consultative approach. So we want to work with you to get to the end result. Even some of the out of the box kind of software frameworks that NVIDIA has, as much as it's already pre-built and pre-trained, we want to make sure that it's customized to your requirements. And that's where the consultative approach happens. Any other questions before we call it complete? So we are based in South Africa, and my details are here on the presentation itself. I will, Ines, if you could drop my email on the comments and yours as well, pashnee@bvs.co.za, if you want to have any further details, or you want to have a demo, or you want a copy of the presentation, just let me know, and then drop your email address. We'll send you details of it. Thank you, Leonard. Thanks for the opportunity. We really appreciate it. We wish you well for the rest of the presentation. I know that NVIDIA is on a bit after me, so I encourage everyone to stay on and hear about why GPUs are important in AI.
Oh, nice. Thank you very much, Pashnee. Very insightful and interesting technologies that you're working with there. We do hope that we'll be able to get enough interest from the Zimbabwean side. As you have mentioned, a lot of the things that we're facing in our environment will be similar to what South Africa is facing. So there is definitely a lot of overlap and easy transfer from the South African context to the Zimbabwean context. And we do hope that because these videos are going to be on YouTube, we'll be able to create a lot more interest and definitely reach out if there's interest. But thank you very much for participating in our conference, and we do hope that in the future when we have such conferences, you'll be able to come and demo more products as you are coming up with them.
Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. It was great to be here, and wish you guys have a great Friday.
Thank you. And thank you to your team as well. I know Andre and NES behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
My mic was muted for a bit. All right, so thank you very much to the team at BVS Telecom. We do hope that we get to engage with them beyond going into the future. So as Pashnee said, NVIDIA is up next. They will be on in about an hour and a half. So we'll take a break for lunch and we'll reconvene for NVIDIA's presentation on why GPUs are important. Thank you for joining us on this particular session. Thank you very much. Bye.